All right, so with me moving in, I honestly wasn't sure if I'd get this apartment or not. It took several months to get into this apartment, and it took, since the date of application, it took me about a month or so to actually get into my apartment and sign the lease. But anyway, my apartment's great, but here's like, I'm just gonna randomly put up photos of like, as I'm talking to you, I'm looking at them on my computer. I'm just gonna put up random photos. First few photos of like my apartment. I don't know why I took this photo. I took pictures of cabinets, all this boring stuff that no one cares about. It was basically just for damages. I wanna show you guys my view. Like, I really do wanna show you guys what I see outside my apartment windows, but I'm not going to because I'm not gonna give away my location. Like, I'm just not gonna do that. That's creepy and personal safety on the internet, okay? I'm just not gonna be showing you guys where I live. So I viewed the apartment on the 28th. I signed my lease on the 28th, and then I had to go back to my sister's because I was staying with her. So the next morning I woke up on the 29th of March and I was like, okay, I have to move in, and my storage locker is only open from I think 9 a.m. to 5. My sister wasn't able to help me until really close to 5 o'clock. Because she gets off work around like 4:30ish, or gets home from work around 4:30ish. That's not even enough time to drive there, get like checked in, and then have everything moved out in maybe 10-20 minutes. It was just not gonna happen. So I was like, okay, well, I woke up on the 29th. I was like, how am I gonna be able to move into my apartment quickly on my own? Because I don't have a car. I was like, how on earth am I gonna be able to move all this in alone with very limited finances? Because I am not rich. Like, I'm just truly I'm not rich. All I can notice right now is my head is, like, why is my fucking face sideways? It really just chops up to like, I'm normal. Like, my face is normal, basically. It's just my elbow is throwing everything off. So it makes me look lopsided, but really it's just, I look fine, but anyway, we're just gonna keep going. And then we get into me actually getting the rental van. I looked online, reserving a U-Haul van, cargo van, because I was like, I have a very small storage locker called a storage cubby, and I'm like, I don't need a full-on cargo truck, like a U-Haul truck. Like, I don't need that. I just barely even needed a cargo van, but I needed to get everything done in one go, and it was very cheap, or whatever, very simple. My cargo van, it was very nice, very pretty. Did I take a picture with my scooter inside? I did not. Also, my scooter's still broken down. Love that. The inside of my cargo van, the seat, the speedometer, gauges, whatever. Me moving into my storage locker, moving out. I realized once I get to my apartment, what I didn't calculate in filling back up the tank, I have a 3-hour time frame. I was almost at hour 2, and I was like, I knew that I wouldn't have enough time to unload it all out of the van and into my apartment secured. Like, there's just no way that I was gonna get everything safely into my apartment before I had to leave and take the van back. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do something very stupid. Don't do this, but I did it anyway because I was doing it alone. Whenever I was moving stuff out of the cargo van and into my building, I just picked a random small corner in the building that wasn't being used, and I just started putting my stuff there. As long as it's safely inside the building, I'm hoping that no one will touch it. Anyway, I got everything unloaded into a little corner of my stuff. Like, I'm not joking. This photo, I don't have a bed, I don't have a mattress, I don't have bed rails, I don't have a couch. That is the entirety of my apartment, still to this day. I would show you around my apartment, but again, there's nothing in here. Anyway, me filling up literally the gas tank, and it was $21 for going 6 miles. $20, also $20 just for going 6 miles. I'm sorry. I think it was actually like 6.7, but still, they didn't charge me for that. But they almost made me return the van. Not return it, but they almost kind of had like a small complication. The sun went away. But this is me finally moving everything into my apartment. And that's why you can start to really see my apartment's actually not that big. But like, there's my walk-in closet. Okay, my apartment's not small. And to be fair, I'm just gonna be very honest with people. You were not aware of it, but about an hour just passed. My phone was overheating, so I had to pause the video. And I was like, okay, I moved everything else in, didn't take any more pictures after that, as quickly as I could. But again, I had to take the elevator, so it was just a lot of trips back and forth. And then I decided just to take photos of literally everything that I could think of, videos of everything I could think of damages, marks, scuffs, anything that I could really think of. Literally, so whenever I moved in, I'm gonna have to edit this part in. So I took pictures of all the stuff that I just needed to take, right? I had about an hour or two before my sister got off work, because I got it done before like 3 o'clock, I think it was. So I still had about an hour and a half till my sister got off work. And so I was like, okay, I just went around my apartment, like cleaned a little bit, took pictures, stuff like that. So that's what these pictures are. It's just like in between that time. And then I drove my scooter back to my sister's because my cats were there, which sucked. But basically, in order to get my cats from my sister's over to my house, we had to use her SUV because I don't have a car. I drive an electric scooter, which I cannot carry a kennel on that. I'm sorry, like I'm not gonna do that. That's dangerous. I'm not gonna do that with my girls. So I had to wait for my sister to get off work, my scooter in the back of her SUV. And then we drove here, got the girls out, whatever. Again, I can't post some of my favorite photos. I'm gonna have to blur out some of the stuff. It's windows of my apartment at night, and I took pictures for the first time of my apartment at night. And then there was my sleeping arrangement for the first night because, and I'm not joking, it was supposed to be an air mattress. I forgot or lost, because it's not connected by that little cable anymore, the plug for the air mattress. So I slept on the floor technically for the first night. Well, I had a towel under it. I literally like dumped out a bag of clothes that didn't have hangers in it, and just put towels on top of that as like a sheet, and then slept on that. That's literally how I slept for my first night. The next day I wake up, panicked because I saw Harriet under the counter, and it freaked me out. I was like, well, she got in there, hopefully she can get out. You know, I'll have to block it off once she gets out. I was like, hopefully when I get off work, she'll be out of there and I can block it off to prevent her from going underneath here again. So I didn't think anything of it. Go about my day, blah, 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 blah. Work things. Literally like got off work, took the bus to Spectrum, which don't recommend, don't get Spectrum. If I had Google Fiber, I would choose Google Fiber over Spectrum. Oh, I got off work. Once I get back with Spectrum to have internet, once I get home, I then realized that Harriet is stuck under the cabinet. So I saw her under there this morning, thinking that she could just easily get out, because she typically always has. Her favorite hiding spot is in the corner of cabinets. I don't know why, but she just loves that void behind it, because typically it's fake border underneath the cabinets. I forgot what the words are called. It's typically like a rubber or something. It's not typically always wood or like metal or anything that connects those corners together. So when she got under there, she was able to get up, but then she wasn't able to get out because it was wood. It was actually complete wood. She's typically able, almost like to a door, to get through them. It's not a great first move in. I'm not gonna lie. It scared me a lot because I was terrified that I wouldn't be able to get her out. I almost tried breaking the cabinet. I figured out that you could just unscrew the corner bit of the cabinet. I was also worried about asbestos because I live in an old building and asbestos is possible. And she was covered in a lot of dust. So I like wiped her off with a dry towel to just shake everything off, and then I used a wet one. That way I wasn't trying to like mat it into her fur. This is Harriet in the window. Again, I'll blur it. That's literally all my stuff. I'll have to blur it. And then again, I went around my apartment and took more pictures. I don't know where that photo came from. Oh, and then my credit score went up. I literally moved into my apartment and my credit score went up that next day, which I loved. And there's my apartment at night. It was my first, you know, I was literally just settling in. I had just finished putting up my shelf to get like a lot of storage and stuff on there. I don't know why I took a picture of the floor, and I don't know why I took the picture. Love that. But anyway, it was just super cute. I'm happy. I just took more pictures of my apartment once I got like out of the bathroom, like organizing it and stuff to take a shower. I then got out and just started taking more documentation of like missing corners, busted part of the wall, stuff like that. That way, like, they could know whenever I move out, this was already here when I got here. Be like, can you fix this, please? Yeah, and I never show people the, I don't know if I can find it. If I can, I'll try to show you. The elevator to my storage locker was really creepy. But yeah, anyway, that was basically like me moving in. Oh, and then 2 days into me living here, my scooter broke down.